Hello everybody, back again for the July virtual card class, and this time I'm going to do my technique card. And I decided to showcase one of the new hybrid embossing folders because these are it's just a really fun technique that you can use in so many different ways. So this is the card. The PDFs are posted in the private group, and before I forget, I also want to mention that I have this card tutorial, which is a corner tuck card, and it is the tutorial is going to be a bonus for online orders this month. And let me throw my website out there in case you don't know what it is. Okay, let's get started on this card. I just love this card, and it was inspired by a swap that I got at one of my recent events. I don't know if it was the incentive trip or on stage, but one of those events I got this really pretty card, and I just about copied it almost exactly. I changed up a few little things, changed up a couple of the colors and positions of some of the elements, but I just loved this. Is the Country Woods Designer Series paper, and look at this tiny little strip, only 1/2 inch is all we're using, so so you can get a lot of bang for that that paper. That's so pretty. Okay, so this is basic beige, by the way, brand new and that's not an in color, but a brand new color that they just gave us, a surprise new color, which I love, basic beige, and I paired it with crumb cake ink. So we are going to do a little bit of sponging with our pieces that come out of the folder. So I showed everybody on a recent video how to do the hybrid embossing, but let me just show you again. Now here's the embossing folder with the sand dollars, and you can run it through just as it is with cardstock, and that's what you get, which is a really pretty background for any project. But if you wanted to go one step further, and let me see, let me grab a piece of the basic beige paper, put your paper in, and then grab your Seaside Wishes dies here, and this one right here. Now this, you can also stamp the sand dollars and just cut them out as is if you want them stamped, or we'll do the folders here. So there's like 3 options, different options to use the embossing folder. So you always want to have your logo, Stampin' Up! Logo up like that, and then if you open it, you can just kind of click in. You can kind of hear it click in place, and then once it's in place, it won't move because it's all ready to go there to cut and emboss at the same time. Now I'm going to fold this over this way so I don't dislodge my dies. Okay, and then I'm going to hold it really tight because I don't want it to dislodge. And you always want the logo up and the hinge to go in first like this. So I do have my larger, maybe I'll just move it over here so you can watch me do it. So just the platform, the die, and embossing folder. We'll stick that in there, and then number 4. We'll just crank that through. Use some muscles here. Okay, now I've got all my pieces. So this outside piece here that's left over, I didn't throw that away. I actually used that to cut out the little tiny starfish. So you can get 1, 2, probably 4 starfish out of that little piece of leftover there after you cut out these beautiful sand dollars. And let's see, I used the middle one for this card, but you could do it in any sort of combination. Just kind of play with the different pieces and see how you like them laid out. And I also thought, going back to, let's see, here it is, our sketch from the last card, you could even use some of these sand dollars and the coral pieces and even the starfish to do that layout as well. So I think that would be really fun with the Seaside Wishes bundle. So let's start doing a little sponging first. So I have all my pieces ready here. So I'm using the middle sand dollar, and I'm just grabbing a little ink with my sponge dauber and sponging the edges there. And then I'm gonna just lightly just add a little bit of ink in the center as well, just to give it a little bit of distressed look there. And let's see, other pieces. I think I put them in my stamp case so they wouldn't get lost. Okay, there is, that is actually the larger of the, I guess it's coral, but I'll go ahead and use that because that's what I've got. And then there's a couple of little starfish there that I cut out of my scrap. So grab one of those little starfish and we'll give him a little ink too to give him a little color on the edges. So cute, so much you can do. My sponge daubers are really ancient, so they're starting to fall apart. So I think it's time for me to put some new sponge daubers on my next shopping list. Okay, so where is the little stamp? There it is. The little splatter stamp is what I'm going to put on this basic beige panel. But first I'm going to kind of lay out my pieces just to see where I want them. So, yeah, I'm going to stamp my sentiment actually first so I have enough room for everything else. I don't want to put my designer series paper strip too far down, and then I wouldn't have enough room for my sentiment. Okay, there's that. And my little starfish. I guess I'm going to just copy the one on my other one. That looks good even with the different size pieces. Okay, so some of the little speckles here. So I'm going to take that and kind of lift up my sand dollar and get those where I want them so I don't have to stamp all over the whole piece. I think just a few speckles looks good. All right, and that means I'm done with my crumb cake ink pad. Whoop, and my die. Get all this stuff out of the way and put everything together here. I did not use any dimensionals on this card. Isn't that crazy? But I certainly could, if you want, use some dimensionals on your whatever piece is on top, your starfish or your sand dollar. You're more than welcome to use dimensionals wherever you like. I'm just going to put a little extra glue on that piece to make sure because it's embossed, I'm going to make sure it sticks down there. And then my little starfish. Oops, and I forgot to put my designer series paper on first. So let's put that across. Look on the back, it's got some pretty like whitewashed or kind of blue washed. All the pieces in that Country Woods are kind of different little variations on distressed wood. They're all really cool. Okay, now I can put my starfish on. Let's stick it right there. Okay, and I don't think I put anything in there, but on the inside, but you could certainly stamp some of the maybe a couple starfish or something on the inside and use one of these other greetings, which are really nice. Okay, one last thing, can't forget the embellishments. These are really cool. I hadn't played with them at all till I got this Seaside Wishes stamp set, but these go so nicely. Flat adhesive backed pearls. And of course, if you have all these underwater pretty sea life, you're going to want some pearls to go with it. So let's grab one big one. I'm almost out of big ones, so I'm going to have to get another package of these. So I'm putting a big one there, and then we'll put a couple of small ones here up in the corner. I like to put them in threes. Let's see, there we go. All right, so there we go. There is our Technique hybrid embossing and a little sponging too. So hope you enjoyed that card. We'll be back in a minute with the fun fold.